I'm actually working on Wednesday. It's not even Thursday, but my room wants to be on Wednesday and everything else.
Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus, don't tell me that.
Right, what can we tell people then where to find that stream?
UUSU elections live. But I'm in like going up very low percent. I need a charging port. ASAP. Where's the charger? Liam Ben, we're gonna stick this here over there. I get a bit of charge. Lads, I'm a wee bit.
Have you told your joke yet? That's a nice laptop. Is that me?
It's the work one, yeah.
Did they give you that, did they?
Yeah.
Did you get to keep it after?
No.
That is not really mine. Yeah.
What's that say?
Are you gonna go for me?
Huh? Yeah. Maybe on McGee Hearn one. McGee Hearn. Yeah, it is. It's under McGee Hearn, yeah.
Bring it back up there with you. So I can do it again, make sure that's. Yeah, can you see making it on me?
I don't know what question possibly then with the Eagles might talk about.
No luck. Hello, folks, and welcome.
Oh my god, it's right.
Is it working?
Hear any sound?
Your sound all right?
Yeah.
Hello, folks, and welcome to UUSU.
Yeah, we'll play around for now, sure. That's right. Alright, should I give you a shout out? Okay.
Now we're up.
Okay, bye. He says he doesn't know how good the sound quality is going to be, so just you get a bit of charge, shift it over, do a test. Don't know.
That's grand, alright. Yeah, that's 100%. Thank you. I wasn't really close one. You giving me my stuff. That's definitely illegal.
Huh?
You giving me my stuff or him stuff was definitely illegal.
I didn't. Is it a thing? It looks like I'm going to use it.
Yeah, and when you're wearing it, you can't do it. Suck off,
right,
Connor.
no. But if you need me to help out, just let me know. Sure, good luck. I'm sure if there's anything.
That'll do. Thank you, Lord. See you later on. We have changed the ones in the second year.
Calvin's going to send this question for us for next. It's very nice.
I can imagine you can see him. He looked quite young.
Scared of him. What's up, young Michael?
I am in number 3.
They're going to bang. Still nerves.
Find a way.
I do love a bang.
You know, if you the way you said it, even sounds awkward. Like, bang, it's just bang.
Bang. It's because I'm American.
It's not even really bang.
Because I'm love.
How's that split? The cast it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, are you ready to fucking finish? Oh my god.
You get the phone.
And then it goes down so it's the there, go down into there. Everyone knows it's actually right. So yeah, that's pretty fun. Who is this now? I really want to record
It's always the same one. It's so bad it wants to stop watching. Like, it's cheap. Shit, weird. Someone see it now. They're going excited. Might be rushed. Like, all my mates in school, like, when the tickets were coming out, don't, you want a really good friend for the way to drive home, you know? I don't understand folks saying that though. As soon as they get done, they just sit there. Listen. It's a boy band or rock band, you can have everywhere, you know.
For us, on roll, red wine.
You need a call, you just put some video upstairs. Back then, you know. Maybe just walk out, you know.
Oh, you're nervous, John? Okay. Yeah. No. 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 Listen.
Oh no, that's you, but I can't see it because even if I say it, everyone will do it. Everyone. I've been told how many times. Lately it's no. She's always working now, so I should just pick up. Fights with I was after that I was just
Yeah, no, everyone's doing it.
Mickey, I'm moving your laptop here. Is that okay? Where will they be stand up? Here. A little bit here, yeah. Turn it back on itself. I need to ring Chloe into exam. It's not there, and she was going to have the mics and everything set up. So give him a wave.
That's fucking classic. What about when I stand up?
Laura,
So can I see
she
if
can maybe tilt it.
If you move it back,
Well, it's free.
I'm gonna
Yeah. Because we're limited to space.
stand there, Kill, and see what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, McGee. Welcome to this year's candidate question time for the upcoming elections. So we're here today for the candidates' questions, and you've got a number of different candidates asking you for their vote. So we have a lot of different candidates coming up for different positions. So we've got your overall president, sports president, campaigns and communication, and then your site VP here at McGee. And we're going to be doing in that order. Each candidate's going to be having 3-minute speech. Then there's an opportunity for you to actually ask them questions. And then there's going to be a 1-minute summation for each candidate. We are going to be taking questions from Twitter, or else there's sheets going around the canteen if you want to write anything down, and it's for the particular position. If you want to tweet us, it's if you hashtag the lead UUSU, and we'll pick those up there. Or, as I said, you can come up here and submit your question on the paper that is down on the canteen floor. You can kind of bring that up. So we're going to get kicked off. And your first candidate that's going to be asking for your vote is your overall current president, Colin Mackey, and he's running for re-election against Ron, which is reopen nominations. So, Colin, you have 3 minutes for your opening speech.
Hi folks, so as Caitlin said, my name is Colin Mackey. I'm the current Student Union President, and I'm running for 1 more year. I've been in the role for about 7 months now, and I've made some changes during that time, and that's what my speech is going to consist of. It's going to highlight what I've done so far, and also highlight why I want to run again. So student union facilities are very important. And obviously, lots of our campuses don't have the best facilities, but they shouldn't be an excuse. They shouldn't be an excuse for us not to run activities. And this is the first year that we ran a comprehensive Freshers Week across 4 campuses. We had 2 weeks of activities during Freshers and about 59 events across 4 campuses. And that didn't stop after the 2 weeks of. That didn't stop after the 2 weeks of Freshers. We continued with events for societies and also supporting events within the student union. The union's core function is to represent students, and I think over the past few years the union had sort of gotten away from that as its key focus. Last year, as VP, I proposed a new student council structure, which made the student union and student council 4 times larger than it was the year before. The union's only as strong as the members that we have involved, and by giving students a greater opportunity to get involved with our democratic structures, it allows us to be a more effective union. So the Student Council had helped shape most of my work for this year. I helped deliver suicide awareness training to over 100 students, which was a council policy. I also helped our VPs run an international week, a love week, and a mental health week. We helped lobby, or I've been lobbying the university for gender-neutral toilets, which came from our student council as well, and they're now available on 2 of our campuses. Hidden course costs as well is a major issue for a lot of our courses. Some people are asking the first couple of weeks to pay large amounts of money. Optometry, for example, are asked to buy equipment that costs over £1,000. So we've been lobbying the university to get them put in the prospectus, and from next year, all additional course costs are going to be detailed in the prospectus. It's been a difficult year for higher education generally, and especially at Ulster. I started my year and there was announcements of cuts to student numbers and cuts to staff. And higher education has experienced serial underfunding in Northern Ireland, and these final cuts meant that the university had to do something about it. Students here are underfunded by about £1,700 per student compared to England and Wales. So I've been lobbying politicians in Stormont and at Westminster to make sure that students and funding students is still on the agenda. I've met with the Department for Employment and Learning Minister, Stephen Farry, to talk about cuts from all sorts of political parties as well as MPs in Westminster. And just last week I had a meeting with the First Minister to lobby around some of the student issues. I've also worked closely with our national union, which is UUSU, to help develop a student manifesto. The student manifesto will help decide what we will lobby for, coming up to the Assembly elections. If you want to read my manifesto, I'll be handing them out at the end. But I really appreciate your vote, so that I continue to be the voice of students for one more year. And you can follow my campaign on Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat. Thank you.
Thank you, Colin. So Colin's your candidate for overall president. And so your first question is, what are you doing to protect academic quality with the current course closures and funding cuts?
So, as I'm sure you are aware, there's quite a few courses that are either being shut or being consolidated onto one of the campuses, and that ties back to the cuts that we've been handed down from Stormont. I've been working with deans and heads of school to make sure that academic quality isn't affected. And actually, at the minute, we're not quite sure about teach-out plans. The voluntary severance scheme, which staff are asked to put themselves forward for, only closed last Friday. So we are lobbying the university to make sure that there's appropriate funding in place so that they can hire new staff if staff want to leave. And we can also make sure that if there are any hiccups over the next 2 years when courses are being taught out, that the money is available there to fund any necessary resources.
Thank you, Colin. And your second question is, increased student fees are a real threat. What are you doing to ensure students and funding are protected ahead of the Northern Ireland Assembly elections?
As I said, I've been working with UUSU. I had a meeting last week with the First Minister of Northern Ireland to make sure that higher education and the funding of higher education is on the agenda for political parties. Over the next 2 months, I'll be meeting with political parties to lobby that it will form part of their programme for government. As you've seen in England, fees have gone up to over £9,000, and they're considering putting them up again. And they've also they've got rid of maintenance grants, which are still protected here. So I'll be making sure that those sorts of changes don't come in to Northern Ireland, and that higher education is up the agenda and funded.
Thank you, Colin. So that brings us then to your 1 minute summation. So you have 1 minute to sum up why students of McGee should give you their vote.
As I said, this has been a great 7 months, and I think I've made quite a lot of progress over that time, but there's still a lot more needs to be done. And this is a very volatile time for higher education. It's a time of cuts, and it's a time of university restructuring. And I think the Students' Union needs to form a major part of that. And the Students' Union needs to be given a more central role within the university, and students need to be put back at the heart of the university. And that's what I would do if I was re-elected. Thank you.
Thank you, Colin. So McGee, that is your candidate running for overall president. You can vote for Colin or for Ron next week, 8th, 9th and 10th of March in the elections online through your portal. So I'll now ask up your candidates for sports president. You've got Kieran Chambers, James Mullen, and Liam Mulvana. Candidates, you each have 3 minutes for your speech, followed by 3 rounds of questions, and then a summation of 1 minute each. It's going to be alphabetical order, so Kieran's on first, followed by James, and Kieran. Okay, so Kieran's up first. Kieran, you have 3 minutes for your speech.
Hi folks, my name is Kieran Chambers. I'm a final year student in sport and exercise science on the Jordanstown campus. My actual sporting background started when I was very young, competing in a variety of sports in Gaelic, football, tennis and badminton. I then stuck at the badminton and I've competed for Ireland at senior level. I was at the Commonwealth Games in 2014 in Glasgow. And then whilst at university, I've now represented Ulster at European Championships, European University Championships, and I led the Irish, we won the Irish Universities last year with the Ulster University team. As a coach, I coach for Ulster Badminton, and I'm also a coach for Ulster University. I coach on the 4 campuses. And I think it's quite good. The clubs here are quite good. Last year, I completed my placement, my 3rd year placement with Ulster Sports Outreach on the Jordanstown campus. And I think that gave me a good insight to the administration side of sports development, which is something that I would really like to take forward going through, hopefully, if elected sports president. I'm also the chairperson of the badminton club on the Jordanstown campus. So again, that's given me good experience dealing with the sports union, knowing how things are worked at the sports union, and also getting to know people within the different sports. I've worked as a mentor in a program called eHoops, working in disadvantaged groups in different community development projects, which has allowed me to use sport in sort of a different aspect to try and raise the aspirations of young men to allow them to see what they can achieve. Because some of them have now joined football teams and are thinking of staying within their education. So using sport in that sort of aspect has been brilliant for me. So I think that why I'm a good candidate for the sports president role. I think that through my experience as an athlete, as a coach, as an administrator and a mentor, I think it gives me the skills to make significant improvements to the sports union and to help our students find the right balance between their education and their sport. Some of the things I think we can improve is the reformation of the athletics club across campuses. After speaking to representatives, they seem to be lacking a wee bit in numbers, which is something I think we can really improve. So thank you very much for listening, and I'll pass on to the other candidates. Thank you.
Okay, so that's your candidate, Kieran. We next have Liam up for looking for your vote.
Thank you. My name is Liam, final year student here at McGee. Ever since I started here in first year, I had a very keen interest in sports, in particular hurling, soccer and Gaelic football. I'll try and broaden my horizon quite a lot through sports, looking into the likes of whatever sport I can put my hand to, I will try. I get involved a lot with sports as well. In my second year of studies, I was like the chairman of the hurling team, taking charge of likes of fundraisers, organising buses, referees, venues, everything basically related to the hurling team I was in charge of organising. I enjoyed it a lot. It was a bit challenging at times, but prioritising and organising was a very high level what I was working at, and make sure everything was sorted on time and to a satisfactory standard, not just from my point of view, but from our point of view as well. Currently I am secretary of the hurling team as well, in charge of budgets, basically, ensuring the right budgets are being made, the money is being spent correctly, how funders are being organised, is it beneficial, cost-wise, is it costing us money, is it benefiting us money. It's a very high priority of mine to ensure that budget-wise everything is financially stable within the hurling team. And just as a University of Ulster point of view, my manifesto was to see improved facilities within all University of Ulster campuses. In particular, I know here our campuses as well, not just from a facility point of view, but from equipment. I would like to facilitate all sports clubs regarding facilities, equipment, everything to do with their sports related. Campus communication, organising meetings on a regular basis between coaches within certain sports teams, players within certain sports teams to discuss the development of how the sports teams are being improved and possible setbacks that they improved on, and how that can work between basically the awareness of health and safety within all campuses, first aid courses, coaching courses to benefit all students within not just the sport they're found in, but also whatever sports they feel they would like to benefit through health and safety courses as well. Internalisation within UUSU sports. This is very high priority of mine. I would like to ensure international students from all over the campuses are enjoying their time, and especially through sports, and possibly the idea of introducing students to coach these sports teams, and introduce the possible coaches of teams related to analysation within sport, and just getting everyone involved really within sports, not just Irish cultural particular sports, but possibly sorry.
Thanks. So that's your candidate, Liam Mulvaney, looking for your vote. Finally, we have up James O'Mullen, who is also asking for your vote here in McGee.
My name is James O'Mullen, or Bruce, you maybe say posters about somewhere. I'm a final year student in environmental science. I'm hoping this year to run for sports president of the university. Personally, I've been involved in numerous sports from a very early age. I've represented my county at every level in hurling. I've won half a dozen Ulster titles and I'd like to tell. Since starting university, I actually studied in Georgetown for a year, studying marketing, and while I was there, I was actively involved in the hurling and Gaelic football teams. And after a year studying in Georgetown, I moved to Korean, where again I took up the same posts. Always been actively involved in both the Gaelic and hurling teams. I'm always going to try my hand at new sports, and some not competitively, but I've had some success also in soccer, winning a Harry Calvin Youth Cup medal with Balmain United, and local golf competitions as well. In my opinion, there's a large part to do with sport is to do with winning, but it's also about enjoying yourself. So the three things I'd like to promote if I was sports president is to experiment with new sports, get involved in the backroom running of sports clubs, and most importantly, just to enjoy yourself. Last year I was actually in placement with a company called Creative Concrete, and this gave me great experience in order to find funding from other methods, because I know there's some situations that sports clubs and universities struggle with funding. So through my experience, I'd like to give clubs information in order to gain funding for themselves in order to promote their clubs better. In my opinion, university doesn't have to be about work 24/7. It's very important for people to clear your head, and I think sports is a great way of doing that, because I have numerous friends that have struggled with mental illnesses. So this is one of the big things I'm pushing for. This, if I was to be able to elect it, is in order to teach people about the importance of mental illness and how to deal with it. There's numerous changes that are going to occur in the universities, numerous campuses. There's a new sports facility in the Korean campus, which will be a massive boost to students of Korean, but also the surrounding area. And I aim to make this facility available for numerous students. Due to the opening of the new Belfast campus, there were reshuffling of location. I will be lobbying for sports indoor clubs in Jordanstown to have sufficient facilities during the 2018 and 19 when changes were taking place. Also, for the students of McGee, I'll also aim to improve your student sporting facilities.
Thanks. So that's your candidate, James. So now we're going into the rounds of questions, and Kieran, you'll be up first. So Kieran, the question is, what is your vision for the improvements of facilities in McGee?
Well, I think the McGee facilities have a very good sports hall, that a multi-sports facility. I do think that the likes of an athletics track or a 3G pitch would work brilliantly up here, as there is the demand for it. Because, for example, I don't know of an athletics club on this campus. So I think that would be a brilliant addition. The main problem with that is securing funding. But I think that we can work as a university sports union to really try and push for this funding, as it would really need a demand up on the campus. Thank you.
Thank you. So the next question then is to yourself, Liam. What is your vision for the improvement of facilities in McGee?
Right, so we're very limited here sports-wise for McGee, as we only have one 3G pitch space in the Craig Village. I'm basically looking for the possible funding from out of the university to possibly improve the facilities we have or add additional facilities here within McGee. We also have the sports hall, which is very limited to what we can do as well. I would also possibly be looking at the surrounding area within McGee and what facilities can we use there. In the meantime, while improvements are being made, or as well as these improvements being introduced, but also the use of facilities within the surrounding area at a limited cost to McGee University to improve the experience for students and for the students currently studying here as well within the sports teams to utilise training sessions, matches, and whatever is needed for sports teams within here in McGee. Thank you.
Thank you. And the same question to yourself, James. What is your vision for the improvements of facilities here in McGee?
Personally, I've played against McGee numerous times, and I think there's a lot of potential within McGee. So I'd like to see new, see new facilities or update the old facilities. And as Liam actually said, it was the point I was going to make was to go to the surrounding areas and look for halls and other pitches and things you can use, because there's numerous facilities in the city of Derry, so why not use them? While hopefully McGee's getting their facilities done up. Also, there's not as many pitches in McGee or in Derry as you'd like, so hopefully with the looking at funding, we can improve the situation.
Thank you. So the next question is next on Liam's up first. So how would you draw down more funding for clubs?
Well, first of all, we discuss clubs within the university campuses, what is needed, what funding do they need, what is essential funding. I would look at possible funding from Sports NI to possibly improve if they want possible improved facilities, more training sessions, which may require money, more equipment for possible introduction of more teams. So Sports NI would be a big hit for funding reasons for University of Ulster. Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn. So the same question to yourself, James. How would you draw down more funding for clubs?
From personal experiences, I've actually been involved in looking for funding from external sources, and it's actually, there's hundreds if not thousands of companies that were willing to give money to clubs if you just ask for it. So this is one thing I'd be pushing, is that clubs in the surrounding areas of the campuses, Belfast, Georgetown, McGee, and Korean, to go into local businesses to try and find funding themselves, because this year we went to Kelly Sport Rush and secured a large sum of money to keep our hurling and GAA clubs going. And I know rugby and Korean is seeing, so I'd like to promote, if not spread information for clubs in McGee, Georgetown, Belfast to do it themselves, as well as looking for government funding.
Thank you. And then this is finally the same question to Kieran. How would you draw down more funding for clubs?
So basically, I think there's two aspects that clubs could really do with a bit more funding. One aspect being our league performers who are going on to compete at Europeans, World Games, asking the likes of Sport NI, their governing bodies, to provide additional funding for them to, one, compete within their sport, and two, to complete their education and keep that balance. I'm a huge believer in the clubs being self-fundraising. I do think there's a massive potential for it. As James has said, there's lots of businesses throughout Northern Ireland that are willing to be associated with Ulster University sports clubs. Finally, I would, if clubs do need that extra bit of support, asking the likes of Sport NI, the NI Assembly to pass down additional funding protocol. So yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. And this brings us then to our final question, and James is up first. How would you ensure representation and involvement of McGee combined inter-varsity Ulster team? So, how would you ensure representation and involvement from McGee in the combined inter-varsity Ulster team?
I'd like to, in regards to universities, I would like to organise more buses and more transport, and even the events they held in McGee, so students here could get involved more, because I know Korean is the same problem, where students are willing to play university competitions, but the events are held in Georgetown and Belfast, which is hard for them to get to, and they need, so I'd like to think if you organise buses and things, it would make more students get involved, because it would save them actually driving their personal vehicles and spending their own money. So I'd like to just think that organising buses and transport would get McGee students more involved.
Thank you. And the same question there is for Kieran. How would you ensure representation and involvement from McGee in combined inter-varsity Ulster team?
Within the Badminton Club, we've actually had this problem this year. Two of our players are from the Korean campus, and the other 8 of us are from Jordanstown. I think a big thing that we've tried to do is communicating when those training dates, when those trial dates are going to be happening as early as possible, so people can plan. So communication would be one massive aspect to improve. And the second would be the likes of training up on the McGee campus or on the Korean, Jordanstown, and well, hopefully the Belfast campus. I think that makes it a bit fairer for players up, for athletes up here, to allow them the chance to really engage within the training sessions. So the likes of that communication between all 4 campuses and trying to organise training on all 4 campuses would really benefit that problem. Thank you.
Okay, and finally then, the question is, how would you ensure representation and involvement of McGee in combined inter-varsity Ulster teams?
I would like to ensure that inter-varsity teams are promoted fairly within the University of Ulster, and in particular McGee, possibly introducing a committee with the 8 teams that are involved in inter-varsity, so that they have a voice, not just themselves, but the players have their own opportunity to speak their voice as well. So they're aware of training sessions, when the training sessions are, times, just everything should look fairly, not only in McGee but throughout all the campuses. If there's a committee put in place, and the possibility of setting up communication through social media, ensures everything runs smoothly. So a committee put in place for each campus, in particular McGee, so that our voice is heard from this campus in particular, and it's all treated fairly as part of the university within Ulster University. Thank you.
Thank you, panelists. That brings us to the end of the round of questions. Can I remind people on the floor that they can keep tweeting lead at UUSU on the hashtag, and we can pick up questions there. We're now going to go to the summations, and so it'll go back to the original order. So it'll be Kieran, Leighton, and James, and you each have 1 minute each to sum up your campaign.